Good day, I'm Andrea Chisholm and this is your JIS News for Wednesday, August 13. There has been a 13% improvement in CSEC math scores this year, one of 14 subjects that reflected improved performance by students. Education Minister Reverend Ronald Thwaites revealed the 2014 results on Tuesday, announcing that subjects such as physics and English language also recorded good results. Minister Thwaites said the improved math performance was due to a number of factors, including the revision of the CSEC curriculum, a targeted approach to help schools weaken the subject, and conducting math leadership workshops for staff.
Long way to go, but a very good and encouraging stage to have reached. It shows us what can be achieved if we are focused and if we are dedicated to making the changes.
Meanwhile, National Mathematics Coordinator Dr. Tamika Benjamin said the ministry had a number of initiatives in place to ensure continued improvement in the subject.
In addition to the deployment of the coaches and some math resource teachers, we want to provide access to an online program that's targeting content knowledge. So teachers at their own pace will be able to go through the content that would have been a part of whether the primary or the secondary curriculum.
Results for both the CSEC and Caribbean Advanced Proficiency Examinations CAPE were made available to students Tuesday night on the Caribbean Examination Council's CXC website and were sent to schools Wednesday. Meanwhile, the Education Ministry is assuring teachers that they will be paid the retroactive amounts due to them at the end of August. The Portfolio Minister says this pertains specifically to the 75% of the teaching workforce who are normally paid by government. The other 25% are paid indirectly through bursa-paid schools.
I wish to state clearly that the arrears that are owing to the directly government-paid teachers will be paid on time. In respect of the remainder who are paid through the bursa-paid schools, the auditors are in contact with the bursa-paid schools.
Meanwhile, Minister Thwaites has also responded to claims that teachers will not be granted their leave entitlements this year.
And I wish to state clearly that the leave that has been authorized by the Ministry of Education is entirely within the letter and spirit of the Education Code 1980. Ministry of Education does not intend to deprive any teacher of the leave that they are entitled to.
A team from the International Monetary Fund IMF has started their assessment of Jamaica's performance under the Extended Fund Facility after arriving in the island Wednesday. The IMF mission, led by Yankees Martin, will be in the island until August 22 and are meeting with Finance Minister Dr. Peter Phillips and other senior government officials. The team is seeking to determine if Jamaica met all quantitative targets and structural benchmarks under the program for the April to June quarter. Minister Phillips told Parliament last month that based on the government's assessment, all the criteria for the June quarter were met. After passing the fourth IMF test in June, Jamaica received $70.9 million, bringing total disbursements to $414.4 million. National Security Minister Peter Bunting is to receive a report from the Acting Police Commissioner by next Monday on new arrangements for the care and protection of persons in police custody. Stacey Ann Smith has the details.
A directive was given last week to Acting Police Commissioner Glenmore Hines to conduct a comprehensive review of all procedures and arrangements governing detentions. It follows the death of 31-year-old Mario Deane, an inmate at the Barnett Street Police Station in St. James, who died on August 6 at the Cornwall Regional Hospital after being injured reportedly by his cellmates. Deane was in custody for possession of a small quantity of marijuana. Inmates have already been arrested in connection with his death. And 6 police officers who were on duty at the time of the incident have been interdicted or suspended with immediate effect, even as investigations continue. Government says it's committed to making the necessary policy and legislative changes to avoid the recurrence of such a tragedy. Stacey Ann Smith reporting for JIS News.
Meanwhile, the Jamaica Constabulary Force will be applying new guidelines to persons charged with minor offences such as possession of small quantities of ganja. The Ministry of National Security says where a justice of the peace is available, the police will issue a summons to the offender as opposed to arresting and detaining that individual. If a justice of the peace is not available, or if the offender is unable to provide identification or be identified, he or she may be taken to a police station until they can be identified. Once this is done, they will be granted bail. However, in exceptional cases where the offender is being investigated for other serious offenses, he or she may be given bail with conditions or be remanded in custody. The new guidelines to deal with persons charged with minor offenses follows a memorandum on the matter from the Attorney General's chambers. And finally, the police are urging motorists not to drive in the escape lanes on the Linstead to Monique leg of the North-South Highway. This will result in delays as the escape lanes are covered with gravel to slow the speed of vehicles in emergency cases. Deputy Superintendent in charge of the Linstead Police Division, Duane Wellington, says the escape lanes are to be used only by vehicles experiencing mechanical problems and other emergencies. The Mount Rossa bypass, which was officially opened to the public on August 5, has significantly reduced travel time from Treadways in St. Catherine to Monique in St. Anne. And that's it for JIS News today. I'm Andrea Chisholm. Thank you for watching.